Welcome back to the deep dive. We're the only place guaranteeing you that shortcut to being genuinely well-informed.
Glad to be here.
Today, we're diving into something pretty big, a strategic integration that honestly might just redefine how we think about learning and, well, earning a living.
Fascinating stuff.
We're looking at the sources covering this collaboration between EON Reality, the pioneers in VR and AR for learning, and OpenAI's cinematic AI, Sora.
Yeah, Sora. The one making those incredibly realistic videos.
Exactly. But this isn't just about, mixing cool tech. Our sources are really clear on this. The mission here is creating a system, almost a closed loop, that connects the skills you actually learn directly to verifiable jobs and actual income.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about making that path from education to, economic stability much faster and more predictable, employability, basically.
And that's critical, right? Because if you look globally, that link, it's been kind of broken.
Broken how?
Well, economists talk about this great decoupling for maybe 2 decades now. Automation, massive industry shifts.
Yeah.
It's meant that getting a degree or, any traditional certificate, it doesn't automatically mean you'll get a good job afterwards. Not like it used to.
Right. You hear about that all the time. Lots of degrees, maybe not enough relevant jobs, or the skills don't quite match.
Exactly. We're producing billions of, let's say, certified people, but not enough who are truly economically mobile.
Yeah.
So the sources, they really stress this new system. It's not just about transferring knowledge. It's designed to deliver a real verifiable transformation of opportunity.
Okay.
It has to rebuild that connection. It has to prove that the skill you learned, say, in a simulation, actually leads to, well, money in your bank account. Sounds blunt, but that's the goal.
Okay, so that's the massive problem they're tackling. What's the engine driving this? What's the core solution the sources point to?
Right, that would be EON Reality's main framework. They call it the outcome-driven platform, or ODP for short.
Got it.
Think of it as this global infrastructure. It's built not just to give you a personalized learning path, but, and this is key, to verify the economic result of that path.
Verify the result. Okay, let's break that down. You mentioned 3 core pillars earlier: skills, jobs, and income. That sounds like a big shift from, grades and attendance.
It's a fundamental shift.
Yeah.
Those 3 skills, jobs, income, they are the platform's core metrics. It moves way beyond traditional school reports.
So first, skills.
Right. Skills are learned and tested really rigorously using immersive XR, so augmented reality, virtual reality. This means you're actually doing things in a virtual space, performing tasks, not just clicking answers on a quiz.
Okay, hands-on, even if virtual. Makes sense. What's the second pillar? Jobs.
Jobs, yeah. These are matched using AI. It's constantly scanning the labor market, mapping trends, making sure the skills you're learning are actually in demand right now.
So it keeps the training relevant.
Constantly relevant. And then the third pillar, the really revolutionary one, income.
Income, how do they track that?
The system tracks verifiable outcomes. Did the learner get a job? Did they start a business? It measures the provider's success, the schools, the trainer's success, by the learner's actual proven economic gain.
Wow. Okay, so that's totally different. It's not just pass-fail or course completion anymore.
Not at all. It's about the tangible result for the individual.
So it's like an economic tracking system wrapped around the learning. And you mentioned an AI component is central to this, the career compass. How does that fit in?
Yes, a career compass. It's essentially EON's AI advisor running constantly within the ODP.
Like a guidance counselor, but AI.
Kind of, but way more dynamic. Think of it as a hyper-personalized GPS for your career journey. It continuously looks at the skills you've verified, these knowledge bits we can talk about, compares them against real-time, literally minute-by-minute labor market data.
Minute by minute, that's specific.
And it flags exactly where your strengths are, where you have gaps, and what skills are hot right now.
So it tells you what to learn next to be competitive.
Precisely. It's a proactive recommendation engine. It's the piece that ensures every simulation you do, every skill you prove, points directly towards a known, quantifiable economic opportunity. It takes the guesswork out.
Okay, so the ODP and the career compass provide the structure, the measurement, the hard logic, and the economic link. Very rigorous. But what about the human side? Getting people motivated, inspired, especially for maybe difficult or demanding jobs. How do the sources say they address that? You can't just throw someone into a complex simulation cold, right?
That is a fantastic question. And that's exactly where the integration with OpenAI Sora comes in. It's indispensable for that very reason.
Because you could just use, standard training videos.
You could, but the sources argue that standard video, even high-quality corporate video, just doesn't have the hyper-realism, the emotional punch that Sora can deliver.
Ah, okay, so it's about the quality and the feel of the visuals.
Absolutely. This integration is very deliberate. It tackles both sides of the learning coin, motivation and execution. Sora provides that really high-fidelity emotional kickstart. It inspires people to want to learn, to see the purpose. That's the cinematic realism, the story.
Right, the why.
Exactly, the why. And then EON's XR platform provides the practical, hands-on immersion. It's where you do the thing, practice the skill, and eventually earn the income.
So Sora shows you the dream, EON lets you live it, practice it.
That's a good way to put it. It's Hollywood meeting industrial precision.
Interesting. A perfect functional split, almost.
Yeah, and the source material actually has this neat little mantra for it. It sums it up well. Sora inspires. EON trains. Compass converts.
Okay, I like that. Sora inspires.
EON trains.
Compass converts.
Converts the skill into an outcome.
Exactly. Together, they bridge that whole gap. From pure imagination, seeing what the possible, to learning a verifiable skill which leads to measurable employment, and finally, tracked income.
It connects the story to the skill and the skill to the paycheck. That's the idea. The emotional core linked to quantitative proof.
Okay, let's make this concrete for everyone listening. This whole process, it follows a specific three-step model for each learning module, right? Tell us about that. Cinematic primer, interactive practice, verified outcome. Let's step one, the primer.
Right. Step one is the Sora cinematic primer. So imagine you're, say, a high school student, not sure what you want to do. Instead of just reading a boring job description, you experience this short, maybe 60 to 90-second, ultra-realistic film. Not just a video. Think movie quality.
Okay.
It might show a day in the life of a specialized deep-sea welder, the risks, the teamwork, the achievement, or maybe an oncology nurse, the challenges, the compassion, the impact.
So it's showing the reality of the human side very vividly.
Viscerally. The point is immediate purpose building. It makes the abstract job title feel real, something you might aspire to. It answers that subconscious question, why should I bother learning this? Before you even start the technical part.
Got it. Build the why first, powerfully. That makes sense. That transition then from inspiration to doing seems crucial. What happens right after that primer in step two?
It's immediate. Seamless transition. That takes you straight into the EON and XR module.
Okay.
So you just watched, say, that nurse performing a complex task in the Sora film. Now you are in an interactive, hands-on VR simulation, and you have to perform that exact same task.
Ah, so you go instantly from watching to doing, observer to participant.
Instantly. This is where the real skill acquisition happens. You're building muscle memory, learning safety steps, repeating complex actions, all without real-world risk.
Yeah.
You can fail safely and try again.
Right, the practice, the iteration, that's the core of learning any practical skill.
Absolutely. And that practice, your performance in that simulation, leads directly to step three, which is, I think, the most innovative piece.
Okay, step three, the career compass outcome. What does that actually mean for the learner? What do they get?
So your performance isn't just graded like ABC. It generates verifiable proof of what you can do. And this proof takes the form of something called a knowledge bit.
A knowledge bit. Okay, what is that? Like a badge?
Sort of, but much more powerful. Think of it as like the micro-credential of the future. It's way beyond a simple certificate or badge. It's a digital token, basically, proving you have mastered a specific competency. And, importantly, it's been verified by an AI assessor within that high-fidelity simulation.
Verified by AI.
And it's tagged through the Career Compass to its real-time value in the job market.
Okay, so it's not just you completed the module, it's you demonstrated this specific skill, and here's how valuable that skill is right now.
Precisely. It's like, imagine a LinkedIn skill endorsement, but instead of a colleague just clicking a button, it's backed by proof you successfully performed the task in a validated simulator. Much more weight.
That changes the game, doesn't it? Before, motivation was maybe a poster on the wall, success was measured by hours logged or tests passed.
Right, abstract motivation, time-based measurement.
And now the motivation is this immersive cinematic story, and success is quantified by this knowledge bit that's directly linked to earning potential.
That shift in measurement, that is the core value proposition here. The whole focus shifts to skills, your jobs, income conversion. If a whole institution adopts this, a college, a training center, Their success isn't just measured by how many students they enroll, but by the actual economic mobility they generate for those students.
That's a profound change in accountability for education providers.
Huge.
And the sources mentioned this ODP system is really adaptable. It's not just for, say, training welders or nurses, right? They give examples across different sectors.
Oh yeah, it's designed to be flexible. Take K-12 education. It's less about immediate jobs, more about sparking curiosity, making learning stick.
How would that work?
Well, imagine that Sora cinematic piece, A Day in Ancient Rome, breathtakingly real. The student sees that, feels it. Then boom, they transition into EON's VR space. Now they're virtually picking up, examining, maybe even assembling replicas of Roman artifacts. They're gaining spatial skills, historical context, in a way a textbook never could. And they might even get a knowledge bit for Roman artifact identification.
Okay, making history tangible. I can see that. What about technical and vocational training, TVET? That seems like a natural fit.
Absolutely prime territory. The sources use the example inside a jet engine.
Right.
Sora provides this incredible hyperreal journey inside the engine. You see the turbine blades, understand the complexity, feel the power, creates that wow moment, that deep understanding.
There's still respect for the machine.
Exactly. Then you jump into EON's virtual maintenance simulator. Now you have to perform specific repairs, following procedures precisely. You earn verified competencies, knowledge bits directly tied to high-demand aviation mechanic jobs. It compresses the learning curve safely.
Faster, safer, more effective. Okay, and higher education, does it apply there too? Sometimes higher ed is more theoretical.
It does. They give the example, quantum mechanics made visible. Think about how abstract quantum physics is.
Very hard to picture.
Sora can create stunning visualizations of quantum phenomena, things impossible to see otherwise. It makes the concepts intuitive, graspable. Then students move into EON's virtual physics lab to actually run experiments, test theories based on what they just saw visualized. It bridges theory and application in a new way.
Beyond what a physical lab could even demonstrate sometimes.
For sure. And finally, enterprise training. Corporate training often struggles with engagement, right? People clicking through slides.
Tell me about it.
So think hospital of the future. Medical staff practice complex procedures, teamwork, emergency responses in these simulated environments. But the key is, the scenarios are inspired by Sora's lifelike visuals. It makes the simulation feel incredibly real, high stakes, that boosts learning retention and improves safety practices back in the actual hospital.
So that unified approach, Sora for the why, EON for the how, Compass for the what. Now that's what they're calling the EON advantage. It seems to tie everything together.
That unification is the strategic edge, fusing the cinematic AI, the immersive XR, and the real-time labor analytics into one measurable pipeline. No one else seems to be doing quite that end-to-end connection.
And the sources highlight a few specific features that make this scalable, right? Beyond just the core tech.
Yeah, 3 key things enabling rapid global adoption. We've talked about the knowledge bits, that portable, verifiable proof of skill. That's huge.
Right.
Then there's spatial AI mentorship.
What's that exactly?
Means within the VR simulation, you have AI avatars mentors who aren't just reading instructions. They're actively guiding you, teaching you, assessing your performance in real time inside the virtual space. Like having a personal tutor available 24/7 who adapts to your specific needs.
Okay, personalized guidance on demand within the learning environment itself. And the third thing, something about a grant.
Ah, yes, the big one for driving adoption. The $12 million Skills Jobs Income Grant Program.
$12 million, that's significant.
It's a major strategic investment. This grant isn't just about giving away software licenses. It's designed to deploy these entire outcome-driven ecosystems, the whole Sora, EON, and Compass package in institutions worldwide.
So it's about standardizing this new model.
Exactly. Creating a global standard for this skills, jobs, income pipeline and getting institutions using it quickly, much faster than if they just waited for normal market adoption. It's about building momentum.
So when you pull it all together, what we're really seeing is this fusion. Fusing the emotional power of story with the practical reality of execution. It starts with the heart, right? That compelling narrative from Sora about why a job matters. Then it moves straight to the brain and hands the skill mastery in EON's XR. And it closes the loop with the wallet, the economic proof, the income tracking via the compass. It really does seem to bridge that gap between just dreaming about a career and actually having the verified skills and path to get there.
Yeah, the whole system seems engineered to give the learner a complete narrative for their career, not just showing them what to do or even how to do it, but grounding it all in why it matters, connecting that purpose to their performance and their performance ultimately to their prosperity.
It's a compelling vision, which, you know, Brings up maybe a final important question for you, the listener, to think about as you process all this.
Mhm.
The sources are very explicit. Educational success in this model is defined by the economic outcome, that measurable skills, jobs, income conversion. So if this model really takes hold globally, if institutions' funding and priorities become tightly linked purely to those economic results, what happens?
What happens indeed?
What happens to fields of study that maybe aren't immediately tied to a high-demand, high-income job? Things like the arts, maybe philosophy, literature, pure theoretical science.
Good question.
Does this intense focus on verifiable economic outcomes inevitably shift institutional priorities, maybe even global priorities, away from disciplines that build, say, cultural richness or foundational knowledge, but perhaps not an immediate paycheck?
It certainly makes you think about what we value and how we measure it.
Definitely something to chew on. Thanks for joining us on The Deep Dive.